Hi everyone, I hope you're well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Bitcoin once again. Thank you for support. Okay, big up the CoinsKid group. So right now, Bitcoin has bounced off here on the 5 day. We've got 3 days, 14 hours left, okay, to hold this level of support down here at the lower channel of the Gaussian channel, basically. And that currently sits at 36971 currently, but as you can see, as the price starts to come up here, it's starting to creep up with it and hold it as support. Now historically, whenever Bitcoin is falling out of this channel here, this is quite negative, okay. And equally, if we take a look at the EMAs as well, look at the 5 day time frame EMAs, you can see that right now they're piercing through the median line of the Gaussian. So at the moment, Bitcoin is actually hanging on by a thin thread here at the moment, okay. So what I'm going to show you is the historical data here of the 5 days Gaussian. Now if you remember in the summer we were targeting this, full credit to 5 day crypto for finding the 5 day Gaussian. I've never even heard of it before until watching his analysis. So do head over to his channel, 5 day crypto. I'll drop a link into his channel again today in this video, but you can see that just here in the summer, everyone was anticipating, because it lost this median line, that we were going to come down and bounce off this lower level down here around about 24k. Wasn't it? At the time I think we were down here, wasn't we? We started to fall through and we started to hold it. We never quite tested the bottom. As you can see, we came up, bounced off the medium line support as we pierced through, and that's where we came up. We put over extension and we come back. We originally bounced off the medium line, so thought you might get another level of support here, and ascending level support start to come up and pierce through again, like you did here, putting an impulsive wave, but you didn't. Obviously you come up, resistance, and then you've lost it. But right now you are holding it, but there's a couple of negative things here potentially if you start to fall out of it, and the fact that the EMAs right now are piercing through this Gaussian channel, okay. So this is quite a negative thing at the moment. So we've got 3 days to sort of Bitcoin get its ass out of here and prevent this EMA pierce, because I'm going to show you historically where this has happened for Bitcoin. It's not necessarily been a good thing, okay. So if we take a look at the previous time that Bitcoin went red, just here, we went through this correction in 2019 where we put in this huge impulsive break, we retraced, and as you can see, we lost the medium line of the Gaussian, fell into it, but we bounced off the middle, the lower channel, sorry, down there, the support. And as we started to retrace, we came up to the medium line, toyed with it a bit, held the support of the EMAs and broke out, okay. Now this was your retracement here. This for me, there was your corrective wave done. And what happened there, we started to come back to support, and then we had a black swan event because of the C word dump, okay. So full transparency, something like that could happen again. We could be going through exactly the same process where we're coming down, we bounce off the lower channel right here, so we're sort of this sort of level right now, and this is where we start to come up, okay. And it's at that point where we start to come up, and it will start to look like some kind of dead cat bounce to this high, okay. But everyone knows how bullish this was. This was just so bullish because of this V-shaped recovery. So I'm not saying that history won't repeat here. Potentially this is a potential scenario right now. Bitcoin could just mirror this, okay, because you are piercing through the medium line at the moment. Do you see that? And you can see as you start to pierce through, you start to come up, you react off the bottom of support, start to come up, get through the medium line, you run into the top channel, okay, which could be an amazing level of resistance, then start to fall back. At that point, it's all about what happens here. Like I said to you, if Bitcoin starts to retrace here, starts to come back up to these highs, we could have a little bit of a cheat sheet looking at this previous correction, because I do think that we're potentially, if we don't fall out of this, it is a big if as well, obviously, if we don't capitulate here and we start to pick up and coil up and we start to break out and retrace, then this could be a bit of a cheat sheet. The fact that we start to come up through the medium line, break through, fall back to the EMAs as support, start to attack this high, run into this top medium line as resistance. And at this point here, for me, I think Bitcoin was coming back, it was going to hold this, okay, but then we had the black swan. Obviously the world went into lockdown, okay, and everyone shit themselves. So unless we get something like that again, I do think that this particular correction here is pretty much playing out like this correction at the moment, okay. So you're coming down, holding the lower level of support, start to come back up, pierce the medium line, fall back to support, run into the level of resistance up there, and that could be a dead cat bounce scenario where you come back. And it's so important what Bitcoin does at that point, okay. If it comes back and knows a median line, starts to come back up again, you've got a nice healthy retracement like you did here when you broke out, you come back to the median line support, and then you continue with your breakout, basically. Do you understand what I'm saying? But the negative thing here is Bitcoin, if it does start to fall out of this channel, this is quite negative, because historically, when you've put in a bit of a top and you consolidate and you're coming down, you're creating these series of lower highs, and these sort of structural foundation here that you sort of pierce through, and then you get that capitulation event right there. You do usually fall through the Gaussian, start hitting the mediums, resistance, and the EMAs as well on the 5 day with a death cross just there, and that's your confirmation of a bear market right there. Have we got any of that? No, we've not even come up to retest any kind of level of resistance at the moment. So for me, I'm not seeing anything that's saying this is a bear market other than the corrective phase of a bull market like this was corrective, started to break back up, and then obviously C word dump. So I'm not jumping to any conclusions at the moment about a bear market. okay, until we get sort of the confirmation. You know, one thing that we could get here is capitulation, okay, is some kind of just rolled continuation, take out these lows down here, you know, and then sweep down to that 55-day monthly time frame EMA right there that I've shown you so many times. So, you know, looking at historical data here, when you do start to lose the lower channel of Gaussian, that in itself is spelling a bear market, basically. You know, you run into resistance, you're failing to get back above, you low ball out, you enter your capitulation, and it's that point where you start to come back above the medium line again. It offers an amazing entry point. Look at the golden cross there on the 5-day time frame. You broke out, you fell back to the top median line of support. What a golden entry point. You know, if I'm not around making videos for you here, same scenario here, you broke out just there. Look, you broke out, you fell back to support on that wick. An amazing entry point on the buy and go to the beach on the 5-day. You know, excellent entry point. And just here, you know, you did something very similar. You broke out, came back to the median line, but as you broke out again, you fell back to the support. Amazing entry point, holding previous resistance as support. You know, golden entry to ride the channel up, basically. So we could be looking at something very similar. You know, everyone's getting really bearish, but we're not losing this medium line. We're not losing the Gaussian at the moment, okay? And as you can see historically, that when you do you lose it, you're in a bear market, okay? And that's how far it goes back. But, you know, so I'm not jumping to any conclusions of a bear market just yet, because I'm looking for the retracement, and we're not getting it yet at the moment, are we? Everyone's really doom and gloomy, you know, and like I've said to you so many times, when you're at a top or you're overextended, people expect it to continue, but that is at that point you need to retrace, hold support for the continuation, okay? This particular retracement came deeper than anticipated, held these lows, came back up and broke the high. Right now, a little bit overextended from the 1618, came back, put in a deeper retracement than anticipated, lost a medium line after holding it just there. Look at that. Oh, that would have been a beautiful retracement just there. Came back up, started to attack it, resistance, and then obviously you've come down to the lower level of the Gaussian channel right there. So yeah, if you start to roll out of this, then you've got you basically confirmation of a bear market, because you can see the only other time that you've actually rolled out of it, you know, in the past, you know, over 4 years, sorry. So in the past 4 years, you've rolled out of it twice. One was a bear market and one was a capitulation event of a bull market. So right now, you know, I'm more biased to the fact that we are looking at some kind of correction. And even if we do get some kind of capitulation event again for Bitcoin, look at that buy up, okay? Look at that huge buy up just there. So yeah, watch this space. No one's got a crystal ball, but so far we are holding structural support for the continuation of the trend which we're in, which is a corrective trend of a bull market. So looking at Bitcoin on the monthly time frame, then you can see we've got the close above the monthly 20 EMA, which is absolutely brilliant. That's a really sign of strength there. That's a show of strength from Bitcoin, to be honest with you. The monthly close we were looking for was anything above 37385, and we actually closed at 38232. So roughly almost $900, wasn't it, extra than we had to close, you know. So that's good. That is actually strength at the moment. If we can hold this going forward, you know, like I said to you, if you was to see some kind of rollover capitulation in February, you could get the bounce down here, you know, within the month you come down and then you bounce back up and you get your V-shaped recovery like this one down here, okay? So yeah, we sort of escaped this written in the code retest of this 55 at the minute. I'm not saying it's not off the table, but at the minute we've held this support at 20. So let's watch this space. Let's see what February brings, okay? So that's basically Bitcoin. I'm going to jump to the 4-hourly time frame to see what we can see, okay? So looking at Bitcoin on the 4-hourly time frame, then you can see we've got this beautiful little horizontal. We broke out, ran into the resistance of this high, okay? We've come back to this support, and right now we're breaking out again, and we're breaking above the EMAs. This is a little golden cross on the 4-hourly time frame, okay? They're like rocking horse shit. I'll show you the last time we got a golden cross. We got that one, hold it, came back up, ran into this resistance, and then rolled over. So this could be another little scenario, look, because this is the technical target right now of this breakout pattern. This is a little ascending triangle. Do you see this little ascending triangle that we've been targeting? And right now you are getting a little breakout because you're closing above this key level resistance, like I said to you. So you're trying to attack this level resistance and this trend line. So right now the technical target that Bitcoin is in is around about $40,745, and you can see what you're doing. You're broken out, ran into a little bit of resistance there, and you're coming back, like I said to you, run into resistance, coil up, create some kind of continuation pattern, falling back to the EMAs as well. Look, so if you can hold these EMAs in a golden cross, beautiful little entry point for a lovely little long, and ride it up to that technical target right now. But this is two key levels of resistance moving forward. You've got the 1 fib and you've got this trend line just there, okay? So this is where Bitcoin's trying to get back up to right now, to retest these levels of resistance. Now you start to break that and get through and get to the technical target, you can see you're breaking above that key level resistance. Now that resistance just there has been multi-month resistance, okay? On the daily time frame, Bitcoin is constantly running into it, getting rejected, and when it does run into it and get rejected, it's capitulating basically. So, you know, I know a lot of people are calling for one more level of capitulation here, or some kind of, you know, double bottom scenario or some kind of capitulation event, even down to this 1618, which is actually a technical target that you're in right now. So, you know, this could be the play that you run into this level of resistance, fail to get through it. You know, like I said to you, it could be an amazing short opportunity with a stop loss, okay? Because at that point, Bitcoin could get rejected and then come further and come to the 1618 target, and that could be the correction phase of this correction done. And at that point, that's where Bitcoin could actually start to retrace after this whopping correction being done, capitulation sort of event right there, and that's where you get your V-shaped recovery and get the hell out of here for Bitcoin. So let's watch this space, okay? It's all about support and resistance, but right now Bitcoin is sort of breaking out, isn't it? You know, it's moving up the stairs and it's trying to attack resistance above. And like I said to you, you know, this is a bullish little pattern right now for Bitcoin. I don't think we've created any sort of bullish structure on the way down here whatsoever. We've just created a series of lower highs. Look, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. Bit of a nice little high there, but then it rolled. But here, this is a series of lower high highs and basically a key low resistance. And right now, a beautiful little ascending triangle. Okay, I've not seen any sort of reversal pattern coming down there like this one. So this actually could be the bottom right now, when everyone's getting really fearful and really bearish and looking for continuation to the downside. Like I've said to you so many times, greed works both ways. Works on the way going up and it works on the way going up. People get too greedy thinking it's going to go up forever, and people get too greedy thinking it's going to go down forever. And the market doesn't always pay out into the direction of the trend, okay? You have to retrace at some point. So this is the key thing, like I've just shown you on the Gaussian as well. We're holding them lows, and if you do fall through there, that's really negative. Historically, it is negative, okay? But right now, we are holding the lows. We've got a beautiful monthly close above the 20, and we are trying to attack resistance. Now, this level of resistance just there, this technical target that Bitcoin's in, if it gets to that from this point, you can see how it holds, back tests, and then you're getting the breakout, okay? So yeah, all this is tradable on Bybit. I did say to you the other day, you know, just here as we're breaking out this horizontal is an amazing area to open a long opportunity right there with a stop loss, and you can see you fell back to it where you opened it essentially with support, and this is where you're continuing with this trend to the upside, okay? So yeah, at the moment from that point there where I said to you, you can open a lovely little long with a stop loss. You know, always use a stop loss, you know, risk management right there, and don't over leverage either. So this point where you started to break out, I said to you, look, open a little long because you're trying to come up, and right now I think Bitcoin is up roughly 3.35% with a prospect to go around about 10%. So that could be a lovely little trade moving forward, okay? So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little update. Stay healthy, stay strong, stay tuned, and thank you for your support, okay? Take care, back tomorrow, bye-bye.